Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So it has been a while since I have done a fashion style outfits video, and so that is what I am bringing you here today now. But as with most videos on this channel now, we have the parenting twist. So after my baby Rowan was born, obviously having just given birth and been pregnant, my body was in an interesting situation. There were many items of clothes in my wardrobe that just wouldn't fit me anymore as my pregnant belly and everything was like slowly deflating. But then also because I was breastfeeding, there were so many items of clothing that I just had to pack away into vacuum sealed bags and boxes in a cupboard because they weren't breastfeeding friendly, such as this dress. I have had this dress for almost 10 years now, but I had to pack this away because I can't breastfeed in this. Like, these are fake buttons. I cannot be whipping out my tits. And also Rowan was born at the end of April, and so the majority of my postpartum period has been in spring and summer. And oh boy, have we had some really hot weather. I know that this video is now coming out in autumn, and so you're going to be seeing a lot of summer outfits. So how relevant. But if you would be interested in seeing a autumn winter version of this video, please let me know, because I'm at the time of filming this at the beginning of that wardrobe transition, and oh my god, I have no idea what clothes to wear when it's cold and I'm breastfeeding. I haven't overcome that mental or practical hurdle yet. I'm like, I don't know. If you have any insight, please let me know. But this video is going to be like all of the clothes and the outfits and the style that I have been breastfeeding Rowan in postpartum over the spring and the summer months. So there were three things that I needed to consider. One, it had to be my postpartum body friendly. So big, loose around the tummy area, especially because I had a C-section, so I didn't want anything that was going to be like really pressing against my scar. Two, breastfeeding friendly, but also breast friendly because my boobs have gotten bigger and wouldn't fit into many of my old clothes. So basically anything that like buttoned down the middle so I could like whip a tit out, or anything that was like short enough that could easily just be like, woof, here's a boob. And three, hot weather friendly. So with those three things in mind, I just packed away everything that did not fit that criteria into vacuum sealed bags, into a box, and out of sight, out of mind. And that is where I came across my very minimal, impractical wardrobe. Like, there were a lot of things that were missing. There was a lot of things that I needed. And so this video is going to be a bit of a postpartum breastfeeding haul, whilst also like showing you all of the outfits and all of the clothes that I've lived in over the summer. So the first item is these Lucy and Yak green Alexa trousers. So these were actually the first new thing that I got because my friend Lena texted me all like, oh, congratulations, you have a baby. I would like to get you a present, not the baby a present. What do you want? And at that time, with my like big belly and just needing the comfiest trousers ever, I have these in yellow, but bright yellow doesn't go with a lot of things. And I saw that Lucy and Yak had the exact same trousers, but in this green. And I was like, perfect. They will fit me, they will be comfortable, and they will also go with a lot of my clothes. And so I just sent Lena this link and I was like, I'll have these, please. And she bought them for me as a present. So thank you, Lena. These have been worn constantly this summer. Just super stretchy, and they are just gonna last forever. Whilst we are on the Lucy and Yak train, as I mentioned, it was a really hot summer and I didn't fit into any of my shorts. But Lucy and Yak to the rescue again. They had these absolutely gorgeous shorts on their website, and the colors are just so perfect in terms of my wardrobe. Like, the colors and stuff that I wear are yellow, orange, and blue. Like, those are the main ones. And so I've got lots of potential combos for these items. So these like orange rust colored ones are basically the same as the Alexa trousers, but in shorts form, and obsessed. Obviously all of these have got massive pockets, so just perfect. And the blue ones are a slightly different style in terms of the elastic around the waist. And actually I think I ended up preferring these and wearing these ones a lot more. but I wore them both to death. I absolutely love them. These are just going to be like my go-to summer shorts from now until the end of time. So I don't often buy new clothes. I am very much a re-wearer of clothes that I already own. But every so often, you just get the itch. You just get the shopping itch. And I had that itch in the early hours of the morning whilst breastfeeding Rowan, and also thinking about, what the hell am I going to wear for this entire summer? I have no clothes. And so I found myself perusing Depop and Vinted for things that I could actually wear, and I went a bit nuts. Within that first month postpartum, I probably bought more clothes than I have bought like maybe in the last 2 years or something. It was kind of ridiculous. Fortunately, there's only one item that I regret purchasing. Everything else has been an absolute winner. But I don't know if anyone else can relate to kind of like being someone who doesn't really buy a lot of clothes, and then something happens and suddenly it just like all pours out of you, just like all of the suppressed like shopping desires just come out, and I was just like buying things online left, right and center, usually at 2 a.m. whilst breastfeeding. So I'm excited to show you some of these clothes. Probably one of the most exciting purchases is this bunch of clothes, because if I remember correctly, I got all of these from the same person on Depop or Vinted, I can't remember which. As you can probably just see, you're just like, oh my God, Hannah, it's your colors. And I'm like, yes, it is. So this other person clearly had a very similar style to me. So let's go through them. First up is this very gorgeous, loosey-goosey cream, like sleeveless vest with buttons down the front and feathers all over it. This has been excellent. I love things with the armpits free in the hot weather. And then also it's like big enough that it's not like popping buttons out of the boob area, but then I can just like undo this and whack a tit out. And it's a nice neutral color, so it goes with almost everything that I own. One of the things that it does go with that I purchased from the same person is this super cute bodycon, same kind of like orange rust color as those Lucy and Yak shorts, mini skirts. I used to wear tight mini skirts like this, like all of the time as a teenager and maybe into my early 20s, then stopped for some reason. And now I'm back into it. This is really, really stretchy. I didn't get this until like after my belly had gone down quite significantly. It probably wouldn't have fitted me at the beginning. I will say though, that this is actually a very thick material. And so whilst I very much enjoyed wearing this on some days, especially with that like feather vest thing, it did actually get a bit too hot, but this is going to work really well for me in autumn and winter months because it is thick and I can just put on some leggings and some tights and be done with it. So I do feel like this is going to be a new like wardrobe staple situation. And of course, I haven't mentioned yet, basically all of the bottoms are high-waisted. I live in high-waisted things. And then especially over summer, my breastfeeding wardrobe is like high-waisted skirt, high-waisted trousers or shorts, and then a crop top. And that is basically what I have lived in and what I have breastfed in. The next thing is my one regrettable purchase. You're like, why, Hannah? It's mustard, it's yellow, it's your color. It is. But one, I haven't needed layers. And two, I don't really do like cute little cardi blazer jackety things like this. I thought the one time that I would wear it would be to my friend's wedding, but it was too hot. I didn't need the extra layer. We'll see. We'll see if this gets any wears come autumn. It was just part of the bundle and from the same person, and I liked the color, so I was like, I'll chuck it in the basket as well, but I've not worn this once, regrettably. And the final thing from this person is this really cute kind of like denim play suit, jumpsuit type thing, again with the shorts. And miraculously, my boobs do fit inside this. It's just got a zip here at the front, and I just do a whoop, bam, tits out. The only downside of this jumpsuit is when it went through the wash. I put a wash on, it had this in it, had some other stuff in it, and it had some of Rowan's clothes in it. And everything came out blue. Luckily, the only things that it really dyed were some of Rowan's clothes, and they were just like the plain white onesies that we had him in when he was a newborn, and they came out the most perfect baby blue color that it just looked like I was very aggressively wanting people to know, like, he's a boy, he's a baby boy. And yeah, then I couldn't put him in those onesies anymore because I was just like, no, they were white, they were cute and baby white. The second time I washed this, I washed it by itself and put also in the wash like one of those like reusable makeup wipe cloth things to see what happened. And that cloth came out still very blue. So I don't know, we'll see if there's any dye left in this thing or if it'll be safe to wash with other things, but have very much enjoyed wearing this. So as I mentioned, crop tops have been a staple of my summer breastfeeding postpartum wardrobe. And if you've been around for a while, you may remember a video that I did a couple of years ago about finding my style in lockdown. And that is when I discovered that my summer wardrobe will always be high-waisted things and crop tops, and that me as a big breasted person could actually wear crop tops and enjoy it. However, many of the crop tops that I already own have kind of like short sleeves and cover up the armpits, and I was a sweaty bitch during most of this period, especially in the heat. And so I was desperate to find some crop tops that were like easy for me to whip the tit out and breastfeed in, but were sleeveless and I could have a free armpit on. And this is when my shopping weakness overtook me, because I try and get most things either from ethical and sustainable brands or secondhand, but alas, I was desperate and I went to ASOS and I bought these two tops. But I've worn them so many times and I'll probably continue to wear them over and over again. So that's the situation we're in. I got this absolutely gorgeous orange crop top thing. I will say that my tits look really good in this, pretty epic. And then the other one I got is this kind of weird material. I honestly don't know how to describe this funky material, little black crop top as well. And these things go with so many of the clothes that I own and just work with all of these outfits, and I have worn them loads. Speaking of buying things new, you will have seen this in my like breastfeeding postpartum faves video, but also shout out to my JoJo Maman Bebe dress that is actually specifically designed for nursing, because it's got like this hole in the tits where you can whack a boob out. And maybe if I do this like autumn winter breastfeeding wardrobe version of this video, I did recently go into a JoJo Maman Bebe. I can't say the name of that shop without being like JoJo Maman Bebe. I did recently go into one of their shops for something for Rowan and then came out with a dress for me that is definitely like an autumn winter appropriate dress. So I'm very excited. Also, pockets. And now back to my secondhand Depop vintage purchasing. So I wanted some more dresses. Most of the clothes that I ended up having to put away in my vacuum seal bags were my favorite, most gorgeous summer dresses, and it made me really, really sad. And now, just picking up these clothes, I realized that there is one more regrettable purchase in this pile. Maybe 1.5 more, I'm not sure. One of the dresses that I got from Vinted is this cute polka dot number. Which way around is it? What is happening? So this isn't like a breastfeeding specific dress, but it has these like buttons across the middle. So I kind of figured, hey, that'll work. And it's got like a belt thing, so it goes in at the waist, and that is usually a winner for me. And I really like this, but there is something about it that I think gives me a bit of a frumpy mum look, and I'm not 100% into it. So I am still wearing this, and I have still been wearing it, but I don't always like feel the best in it. It's got a certain vibe, and I'm not always feeling that vibe. And then the other dress that I got is this one, and I think this one is a breastfeeding specific one. Yes, it is. Look. And I thought, oh yeah, like a blue dress, a blue like goes in at the waist, like cute short dress situation. I think I might have even got it taken up. But I don't know, there's something about this that just like definitely wasn't my vibe, definitely wasn't working. Something about like having so much material over my boobs when my boobs are already so big, and it just being all boob. And also I'm really short. So at the moment, I basically just go chin, boobs, vagina. There's no stomach area, there's no body. It's just chin, boobs, vagina. Will it ever get worn? It's kind of not really an autumn winter color. There's always going to be some regrettable purchases when you do 2 a.m. shopping on Vinted. A purchase that I absolutely do not regret though, and I think I got this on Depop, and it is these trousers. Look at them. Look at these trousers. They are absolutely incredible. They are elasticated waist, ideal, and high-waisted. So they just ticked so many boxes for me. Big wide legs. I definitely got these turned up though, because they were so long on me when they arrived. But because of all of the different colors in these trousers, they work with so many of the tops and crop tops that I own. So I've just been able to wear these trousers constantly, and of course, big, deep pockets. And last but not least, maybe one of my favorite purchases, especially because this is going to transition really well, I think, into autumn winter, is this skirt, this long skirt that is covered in daisies. Also, of course, high-waisted and elasticated. And this I bought from my friend slash photographer, Alex Cameron. She just like posted on her Instagram stories that she was selling a bunch of her old clothes and like just posted photos of them. And I was like, that skirt, please, can I have it? Yes. So yeah, I bought this from her and she sent it, and I've just been wearing this constantly. I absolutely love it. So there you have it. There is my postpartum and breastfeeding haul, outfits, style, like all of the things that I put together and I wore during my postpartum summer experience. I hope you liked this video. If you have had a baby and breastfeed, did you have to basically create an entire new wardrobe in order to fit your new lifestyle? I would love to know that I wasn't the only person who was also just like going a bit mental on Depop and Vinted in the early hours of the morning. Is that an experience that other people have had? I'm pretty pleased with out of everything that I did buy, that only 2.5-ish of them are things that I didn't really gel with and didn't really like. Obviously, we want to get that down to 0 for any future purchases. But all in all, I have been very pleased with my new wardrobe that I created for myself, even if I'm still bitter and sad about those summer dresses that didn't get to see the light of day this summer. They missed a whole summer. I'm gonna have to mourn that. Those dresses will have to mourn that. A moment of silence, please, for my beautiful summer dresses that spent the entire summer in a cupboard. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.